This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, this is Andy Goodman, Vice President of Conference Administration for National Assistance League, and I'm here today to help you learn how to register a group. A group, for the purposes of this registration, will be sending several people from one chapter and paying for them all with the same credit card. If you need to use multiple forms of payment, you need to register individually. So let's get going. First, we click on the registration button. And then you will see this page pop up where we need to enter the information from Chapter Hub for an individual. So that means we need to enter their name as it appears in Chapter Hub. We need to enter, and most importantly, we have to use the same email address that is in Chapter Hub. Otherwise, the fields won't pre-populate and you won't get charged the correct rate. So you need to make sure that that's what you're using. If you see the fields don't pre-populate, that means you've got the wrong email address. You should have received an email to the email address in Chapter Hub, so that should eliminate any confusion. So here we're going to enter the personal information. I'm using Cheryl as an example. You can see it's all filled out. It's got her primary chapter. She's got a mobile number in there and an emergency contact name. If those fields are blank in Chapter Hub, you will have to enter that information before you can proceed. Guests are people like your husband, your friend, your children that you want to invite with you, and they're going to go enjoy Las Vegas while you're at the conference. That would be the add a guest feature. So for this example, we're not adding any guests. We're just trying to register chapter members. Let's go to the next field. On this page, we have to answer the registration questions, and you will have to be able to answer these questions if you're registering a number of people before you're allowed to move forward. So be sure to ask them if they have any dietary restrictions before you get ready to register. So this person has no dietary restrictions. Here you have to estimate about when you all arrive. Well, our chapter is going to come around 4 o'clock, so I'm going to click that. And then we're going to go over here. And this is where you will need to talk to the people that you're registering. You can see they're getting the early bird admission rate. And now we just need to select some classes for them and figure out what they're going to attend. And so, maybe they need to be, they want to do check-in, but they're a delegate, so they need to do delegate check-in. And then they want to go to the pool party. They're going to sleep in the next day and just come for the national meeting, the annual meeting, and then they're going to stay for a couple of sessions. I'm just going to pick sessions at random here because I don't know what your people would like, the people that you're registering would like to do, but you'll need to ask them so you can have some idea of what to register for. I would advise you against registering everyone for the same session because I know you want to spread out your knowledge base and build a bigger base when you go. I would also ask you to give some consideration to what you select for everybody. They can go in after you've made these selections and change them, but the problem is if everybody selects, like say the first thing on the list, that section is going to fill up and then you won't be able to get in even if you're really interested in it. So we ask you that you make these selections thoughtfully. So I don't want to spend a lot of time making the selections because I'm sure you know how to do this, and I explained how to do that in the other webinar. The other thing I want to point out is you can't order more than 1 pen. So if you want to order 3 pens and bring some back to your chapter, you can do that. They're $20 a piece. Their pens are only available on a pre-order basis. I just wanted to point that out. So this person is all set. You've got all their information in, you've made their selection. Now, you want to register a second delegate. So I'm going to click on the button, add a person. That will allow me to enter another person's information. And so in this case, we're going to pick another person to register because I want to pay for them all with 1 credit card. And I'm going to come in and here's my second person. Now this person didn't have a mobile phone number, so I have to put in a mobile phone number for them. And they do have their contact information, so we're all set. They're not going to add any guests, so now I'm going to save and go to the next screen. And I have to put in this person's gluten-free and they're going to come around the same time everybody else arrives. So I have to still answer the questions, the registration questions. So you'll need to collect that information before you start. They're going to do delegate check-in, so that you can ask, and you'll be able to make the correct selections for all of your people that are attending. And so this person probably wants to pick some different sessions from the first person that you registered. And that's the advantage. That's why we're having the website open before the registration starts, so you have a chance to look around and decide what you would like to attend, and you can make an informed choice while you're registering. But I think you got the basic idea of what you're doing here. You're just registering. The registration process, once you get into it, it's the same for each individual that you're registering. What's different is that you can do it all before you have to pay. So let's just close this person up. Finished registering, made all their selections. They decided they didn't want a PIN, so we're just going to go on to the next page. And here you see all the information for them. And so this is a group of 2, but I know you can enter 40 people if you want, but this is what we're done now. So I'm finished adding people. So now I'm going to go to the summary page where I can pay, and you'll see that I have Cheryl, my first person, and then I have Sandy, my second person. So Cheryl's going to cost $610 in total, and my second person is going to cost $550 because they didn't get a PIN, so it's $1160. And at this point, you would enter the payment process and enter your chapter credit card. And for purposes of this registration, I'm not going to do an actual credit card charge, but you'll do that. And then after you do that, let me show you what you'll get after you pay. You'll see the twirly ball. And then you'll have a chance to share the event on your social media. And then now you get information for each registrant. So this is Cheryl's unique information. And then if I click on my click down list, I can look at Sandy's unique information. And so you will want to they'll each receive individually an email with this information, but it might be a good idea for you to print out a copy for each person that you register, just so they know, they know that they're registered, and they're also, in order to go back and make any changes, they're going to need this information. So the way this works is the person that's doing the group receives an email, and the person who is being registered receives an email. Also, if you go up to the top of the page, you look at this My Group section, because you're a group, and this is who you'll see. Now you see that Cheryl's in your group and Sandy's in your group, and here's their numbers. And so you can email the group. This will send an email to them and say, okay, your registration's ready. It's all complete now. Or if you want to go back later and add a person to the group, say you didn't have everybody's information, and now you want to add 2 more people. Oh, 2 more people can come. You just go to this section, and you can go back and add the person in yourself. And then you still have the same thing. If you go to My Agenda, there again, you select the agenda. This is Cheryl's agenda. You just use the click down. That's Sandy's agenda. So you get all the functionality for registering individually, but you can pay with 1 credit card. So I'm hoping that will be helpful to chapters that want to register as a group and have 1 form of payment, just the 1 charge on their bill. I think that all the other information, like my hotel, you just click through, and then you can make, so you still have the MGM Now button. So this is for Cheryl. So this would be making Cheryl's reservation. And then if you go back and you want to see the information for Sandy, or Sandy wants to book a room, you go down here, and here's how you book Sandy's room. Now, if Sandy and Cheryl want to share a room, you would just, you would just book it under Cheryl probably, because she's your first one up. And then you just go over to the MGM site. And you can book your room here, just like you did if you were doing an individual registration. Okay, and we're going to say there's 2 guests. We want to find a room. So we're going to look for a queen because the queens have 2 double beds or 2 queen beds. We're going to select that. We don't want any of the extra upgrades. We don't want to like check out. And we're not going to book our entertainment right now. And so then you'll see you can just enter Sandy's information here, and then you just enter Cheryl's information right here. And then you'll be all set. So that's how simple it is to register a group. Hope to see you in Las Vegas. Bye.